صباح الخير لكل مشاهدين الام تي في. بحب اولا اشكر كل متتبعين فقره كتاب وكل اللي طلبوا، لانه لسوء الحظ الثلاث الماضي انقطعت اكيد المقابله مع دكتور جوسلين البستاني. ثلاث الجاي ب4 حزيران رح يكون عندنا كمان انترفيو معه، ونتامل انه كمان تكون كامله ايضا. واليوم بهالقرن ال21 شو افضل وابدى من الإنسان؟ لسوء الحظ البيئة والحروب والأمن والاقتصاد شوي شوي عم بيدمروا الإنسان. واليوم بفقرة كتاب رح نحكي عن كتاب كتير يعني فريد من نوعه، ثريلر، ولكن رسالة مهمة جدا فينا نتعلمها. The Socrates Project أو بروجي سقراط للكاتب الإنجليزي دارون شينن. You are the most welcome. I know it's your first TV interview exclusively on MTV to talk about your book that has been translated into French and published by Tamiras also, Le Projet Socrate, and I think it's a very nice thriller. Today is your book signing.
Exactly, yeah.
So,
thank you, Karen.
Thank you. We've been talking before the interview. You are attached to Lebanon. You say that it's your 8th visit to Lebanon, and your book has been like a bit inspired by our country. Why?
It's a beautiful country with wonderful people. I think very much fell in love with the French culture and then the Lebanese culture, and I met some wonderful people here. The variety is inspiring, the landscapes, also the problems, I think, as well. There's a lot of, clearly some problems in Lebanon, and I felt, a desire to do something, to inspire perhaps something in me to do something positive, just generally to try to help the bigger problems in the world, I think.
Yeah, it's beautiful. مثل ما بقول انغرم بلبنان، وهيدي اكيد زيارته رقم 8 لانه تعلق كثير بهالبلد واستوحى كتابه لو بروجي سقراط اللي بتمنى انه يكون رساله لخلاص الإنسان اليوم بالقرن ال21. I will introduce you to all the viewers. Daron Sheehan كاتب إنجليزي، وسنة 2006 بعمر 36 سنة توقف عن مسيرته المهنية الناجحة بالاقتصاد والأعمال ليشترك بسلسلة مغامرات ويساعد جمعيات تربوية بأوروبا وجنوب أفريقيا وشرق الأوسط. وبعد مشاركته شغف وألم وأمل الشعوب من حول العالم استوحى روايته الأول باللغة الإنجليزية The Socrates Project أو Le Projet Socrate، اللي فينا نقول أصدر ب3 لغات، اللغة الإنجليزية، الفرنسية عن دار نشر تاميراس بلبنان، وباللغة الهولندية. In 3 languages. It's nice to have a book that has been published in 3 languages at the same time.
Yes, it reflects really the story as well. The story itself is all about bringing people together, and the book itself has been bringing people together, and that's been the most enjoyable part of it. It's been a human adventure.
Indeed. What made you stop your career in finance for at least 2 to 3 years and go for expeditions around the world? Is it your passion to planet Earth? Is it your passion to ecology, or is it your passion towards human beings?
I think a bit of both, really. I needed some time to reflect, to think about the bigger things in life. I think we all have very busy lives, and for 16 years I'd worked very hard in finance. I'd sort of got to the top, well, not really the top, but quite high on a financial mountain, and I looked around and I said, is this what I want? I don't know. So I was lucky enough to be able to take some time off, and I spent 3 years meeting some really visionary, wonderful people, having some fantastic experiences, and that's really how the book came about. Taking those experiences and packaging them up and to share them with people.
Is this experience did it change your life?
Very much so, yeah. I'm very privileged to be able to take time out, and I think being able to do that, you can reflect on a lot of things. There's a lot of, ultimately we're all part of nature, And I think we learn a lot from nature, we copy nature, and I think if you can spend time outdoors, it's a way of really purifying your mind and getting inspiration. Being creative, I think, that's where creativity comes from the planet.
Yeah, I think that in each and every person there's an artist. So I think it woke up one day and knocked on your door and say, come and discover new things in life. سألته ليه ترك لمدة 2 و3 عمله وهو كان وصل إلى يعني مراكز كتير عليا بالاقتصاد والأعمال بلندن، وهيك راح على مغامرات. قال لأنه وعي ومرة سأل حاله إذا هي الحياة اللي بده يكملها أو في شيء أهم وأفضل وأعمق بده يكتشفه. وهذا المغامرات اللي عملها من حول العالم غيرت له حياته، وأهم شيء استوحى منها كتاب رائع لبروجي سقراط اللي رح يتم توقيعه اليوم ساعة من ابتداء من الساعة 6 بالجاردن شو سبرينغ فيستيفال بالإيبودروم دو بيروت. Why is it in the was it your idea or Tamira's idea? To have book signing in the garden show. It's so beautiful because
exactly. No, Tanya is a wonderful person, and she took the book. She really fell in love with the book, and I think she's got her own vision of how to bring the book to market. So
تحية كبيرة لتانيا مهنا صاحبة يعني دار نشر تاميراس، والتوقيع اليوم بالجاردن شو ابتداء من الساعة 6. The introduction is by our greatest adventurer, Maxime Sheehan, who I believe is a friend of yours. And how did you meet him? And why did he write such a beautiful introduction about you and your book?
Well, I met Maxime through his brother Nabil. I came to Lebanon first in 2004 for the investment company I was running at the time. I met Nabil. He proposed that I stay in Lebanon for a couple of days. We cycled through the Bekaa Valley, and I fell in love with the country. And through Nabil, I met Max. At the time, Max was training to climb Mount Everest, and he actually invited me to come over and train for the Beirut Marathon with him. So I was going to pace-make Max for the Beirut Marathon. So we were planning to do that in less than 3 hours, and so I did that. Unfortunately, Max couldn't do it because he had shin splints, but I ran the marathon in. I think just less than 3 hours, and that was wonderful. You know, I think there's 40,000 people doing the 10K run, so it was a wonderful atmosphere.
And he proposed to write the intro in your in the French version, or did you ask him to do so?
Max has been a great supporter. In fact, we shared some of the adventures that inspired the book. We actually shared, Max, myself, and Mark Beaumont, who's an English adventurer, a bit like Max, sorry. So it seemed very apt for Max to do the French forward and Mark did the English forward.
مثل ما عم نحكي انه اكيد ماكسيم شاعية وتحية كثير كبيرة له، لانه هلا هاليومين بده يبدا كمان مغامرة جديدة ايضا. هو اللي كاتب المقدمة بالكتاب بروجي سقراط، تعرف على من وراء خيه نبيل عليه، واكيد كان عندهم ذات الشغف وذات الافكار نحو المغامره، وايضا نحو الطبيعه والبيئه اللي هن كثير مهمين، ومقدمه كثير حلوه ويعني مؤثره كمان بالكتاب لماكسيم شاعية. I feel that you were tremendously touched by the people you met around the world through your expedition, and this is what inspired you to write a book. Tell us more about how you got the idea of the book and how long did it take?
Okay. Well, during my 3-year sabbatical period, I met some quite visionary people. We worked together on educational projects, some environmental projects as well, and through sharing that vision with those people, I felt I wanted to do something myself to help the cause to get people to understand a bit more about the planet they live in and how to live amongst multi-cultures, how to live together, essentially. So really, I took those objectives and I put it into a book, and it was a Lebanese film producer, Georges Swear. We were doing a cycling trip around Corsica, who proposed the idea of writing a book that included environmental ideas in a sexy manner, not in a sort of fairy tale manner, like Avatar or something relevant to people's lives.
You were talking about a producer. I think that your book could be a wonderful movie. And I believe, I told you that before, because when I was reading it, I felt like I was watching a movie, and I was really trying to imagine the characters and the robots and all of that. أكيد هو استوحى كتير من الناس، وعم بيقول قد ايه اشتغل مع ناس كان عندهم رؤية مهمة جدا، واشتغل أيضا مع جمعيات تربوية ليقدر يساعد أكثر الناس تفهم بعضها وتنفتح وتتعايش مع بعضها وتحافظ على البيئة. الكتاب كله مزبوط أنه مشوق، ولكن رسالته كتير كتير حلوة. Let us talk about Lebanon a bit. You were riding your bicycle from the north till the south. What did you find? What did you feel? Why you told me before that Lebanon really touched you the most amongst all the other countries. Why?
Just the variety, I think, and there's so much to discover. So many hidden history. That's ancient Roman history, Baalbek, all these wonderful places in such a small area. So I think that's really what blew me away. The contrast, the people, the history, the climate, the colours, everything. Just a beautiful combination.
مثل ما بنعرف انه يعني على البيسيكلات من جنوب لبنان لشمال لبنان اكتشف لبنان وحبه، وكان البلد الأكثر مؤثر له من كل البلدان اللي زارها ليكتب هذا الكتاب. وأيضا بيقول أنه أهم شيء قد ما حس أنه بلد غني بكل أكيد تراثه وقيمه وشعبه والتعدد اللي موجود فيه. رح نتابع continue this interesting interview after this break. نرجع نشوفكم من بعد هالوقفة. مشاهدينا الكرام، منتابع أكيد المقابلة مع الكاتب الإنجليزي دارون شيهان وذا سقراطيز بروجكت أو بروجي سقراط، خاصة عم نحكي عن أكيد الكتاب باللغة الفرنسية، واليوم حيتم توقيعه ابتداء من الساعة 6 بالجاردن شو، وهو من دار نشر تاميراس. Let us go through this wonderful thriller. Your book is a pure thriller and full of adventures, and we need to read it really to know what will happen. So that's why I was really thinking about watching a movie about it. It's beautiful. And we see that there are humans cooperating with robots to find solutions to keep the human being safe. And you see that they are taking the wise side of Socrates and trying to find really the best solution. Why robots when human beings can no more find solutions from themselves?
I think the idea for the robots is to bring people together. I think ultimately people have to come together to find solutions, but because of our history, we distrust each other. So the robots are a sort of neutral voice. Everybody agrees to be bound by what the robots say, rather than having to deal directly with people they don't
Though
trust.
they have a philosopher brain.
Yes, exactly. So Socrates' wisdom is very relevant. More and more schools and think tanks are using Socrates' method of really trying to get to the truth, asking questions to get to the truth, working out what is false by continually questioning it until you arrive at something that might be true. That was really the essence of Socrates' method. And so really it's about asking questions. Are we happy with the way we live? Are we living in the best way? Is our economy being run in the best way? Are we looking after people in the best way? These are the questions that the psychads can ask, and they can ask it from a very naive perspective because they don't have to accept what we accept as normal. They can look at it with fresh eyes.
Yeah, more objective.
Exactly.
Because they're not human.
Exactly.
So they can know better when you have, like a third eye towards the core of the problem. عم بسأله أكيد الكتاب كتير رائع وبيحكي عن أكيد في روبويات وعندهم مجهزين مع دماغ مثل الفيلسوف سقراط تيكون عندهم كل هالنظرية الموضوعية تجاه كل هالمشاكل اللي أكيد عم بتكون اليوم بهذا العصر وخاصة عم بيقول إنه ليه سألته إنه ليه رح يكون في روبوتس يعني ليش مش ناس لأنه قال أولاً الناس بين بعضها ما بقى عم تعرف تلاقي حلول ودائما نظرة موضوعية هي بتلاقي حل وهيدا كمان رسالة إنه اليوم هل الشعب والناس عم تعرف تتعايش مع بعضها هل عم تعرف تعيش بأمان وبسلام وخاصة يعني عم بيقدروا من خلال الاقتصاد يوصلوا على فينا نقول تطور مثل ما لازم أو لا يعني أكيد رسالة أبعد من بس قصة يعني روبوتس وناس أيضا. The robots are wise, so as Socrates was, and they were like released in all over the world, just to observe first. Why do they have to observe, then to find solution? Why didn't they find the solutions as they are well equipped? And if ever they are released by human beings, and they are created by human beings, why are they better than human beings, especially in terms of giving the right solutions?
Good, very good questions. Well, first of all, the robots observe to see all around the world which societies are working, where are people happy, and so they're cherry picking, taking the best bits of these different societies. They go and meet the Aborigines, they go and meet people all around the world, rich and poor, and look at their lives and observe and soak it all up really for 12 months, and then they come together to discuss the solutions. Maybe I can, because I think the thrilling nature of the book is the psychads, the robots, they go much further than the governments expect. And so that's very much the, as you said, it's an objective eye, really. It's a way of bringing people together, and it's a way of being neutral, because if we want to take big decisions, we want to know that it's not the Americans or the Chinese or the Japanese or the Germans who are behind those ideas. It's a neutral idea. So the psychads are not better than humans. They're just
it's an
more
ideal.
Objective.
It's a bit an ideal solution to find really neutral robots telling you this is the solution. It's beautiful if we can do it. Why not?
Well, maybe one day.
Because human beings are stubborn, and everybody wants to have the last word.
Exactly.
مثل ما قلنا إنه الروبوتس أكيد عندهم عقل ولكن بنيوا من الناس. سألته ليه رح يكون عندهم أكيد هن القرارات الأفضل وأكيد الناس هن اللي بنيوهم وليه أهم شيء بيراقبوا تيلاقوا الحلول. قال لي أهم شيء بيراقبوا لأنه بيشوفوا بأي مجتمع وبأي بلد الناس عايشين بالطريقة الأفضل وهيك بهالطريقة هن الروبوتس كتير عندهم يعني كتير موضوعيين ومنن منحازين لأي شعب. من هيك الحل بيعطوه إذا قالوا إنه بهالمجتمع المعين هن هو المجتمع الأفضل، هذا بيكون رح يتقبل كل الشعوب إنه مزبوط، لأنه ما في أبدا يعني فينا نقول إنه تضارب بالأفكار طالما هن منن ناس يعني هن مكانات. وعم بيقول إنه أكيد بهالطريقة وهذه الطريقة يعني بنتمنى نكون إنه نوصل على مجتمع أفضل من كل النواحي. It's a thriller including adventures, humans, love. There is an impossible love story, robots, a mission, hope, danger. It's a bit it's a bit our life, but there are these robots coming to save us. What is your message, and why love when we really think that when we are talking about robots, there's no feelings?
Well, I think that's probably the key element of the book is that robots are technology. So I think most science fiction films, the robots are evil, they ultimately plot against humans, they want to build more robots. Well, but the robots here,
they are friendly.
They're friendly because they are technology. They want what they're not, like everybody. They covet what they're not. They want nature, they want humanity. This is what they aspire to. So that's the principal plot, that the robots fall in love with the planet. They want to protect the planet. And robots can generate feelings because they've got organic brains. So essentially, they become attached to the planet. They start to become alive, essentially.
It's beautiful. They are now. I'm going to fall in love with these robots more than humans because they're perfect to humans, if you can say in a way. قلت له إنه يعني بهالقصة اللي فيها كتير يعني الروبوتس والتكنولوجيا عم بيقولوا هو إنه بالأفلام والكتب وقت بيكون في روبوتس بيكونوا ضد الإنسان وبدهم يهدموا الأرض، ولكن هون هن كتير بالعكس يعني انغرموا، صار في قصة حب بينهم وبين الأرض وبدهم يحموها ويحموا الإنسان، ولأنه عندهم دماغ إنسان يعني أكيد من الفيلسوف سقراط يعني قدروا يحسوا وقدروا أيضا يتعلقوا. بقى هي رسالة الإنسانية اللي لسوء الحظ جاية من شخص آلي وليس من إنسان، لأنه رح نصير صرنا نحن it's like the human being, it's a message as hello, wake up humans, you are humans, because we are unfortunately becoming robots in our hearts and in our brains, isn't it?
Exactly. You start the novel with the humans as humans, the robots as robots. And as the novel progresses, there's a crossover.
Yes,
we see the robots as being more human than humans, and the humans as being more robots than robots.
It's a great human message, I think, and it goes all around the world. It's a beautiful book. Bravo, and thank you, and hope it will become a movie.
Thank you very much.
Hope so, really. Thank you. The Socrates Project, the projet سقراط، كتاب رائع ورسالة من الإنسان للإنسان رائعة. Daron, Sheehan, thank you.
Thank you.
And good luck for your book signing tonight.
Thank you very
much. And hope to see you more in Lebanon for more beautiful books.
Wonderful. Yes, I would love to have the opportunity. So who knows, if the Socrates Project does well, we've got plenty of ideas for other books to follow.
We hope so. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thank you. مشاهدينا الكرام، أنا بذكركم إنه إكفي ليستوار بكرة الجمعة الساعة 10 مع دكتور جورج حلو، عالم الفضاء واللي بيشتغل مع دكتور شال العشي بالناسا. حلقة مميزة فيكم تتابعوها بكرة على NTV الساعة 10. أنا بودعكم وبشوفكم بكتاب إديسيون سبيسيال نهار السبت.